Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Whispers Racing Podcast, Derby Day. As always, I'm joined by Matty. How are you, Matty?
Going well, Worm. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. I was trying to find a suit, black tie for the special day, but couldn't find one that fit. So,
Mate, you support the Lakers. I'll support the local brewery.
yeah. So I'm hopefully off the winnings this week. I'll be able to go to the local tailors to actually get one that fits. Yeah, Derby Day, special day. They call it Grand Final Day.
Mate, I've been doing the form for about 24 hours. Hopefully we can find one winner. Maybe two, just to play for the day.
Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll find plenty. It's always a punter's day, Derby Day. And I think with the conditions will be served up, it will be in our favour.
Yes. As we know, Flemington drains exceptionally well. So fingers crossed it can drain away the river that's been running through that part of town lately.
Yeah, definitely. Last week, we kicked off well with the trial trackers, Arkansas Shore. Really good win. Took a while to get there, but finally Ollie rode a winner. And I said, never doubt the champ. He always finds a way to win.
Do you reckon I backed him?
Hey?
Do you reckon I backed him?
Yeah, I reckon he did. Definitely.
No, mate. I was on Mexico.
Going to Mexico or backing Mexico?
I was trying to get to Mexico.
I reckon you might have been by the end of the night, the few videos I saw. Second to none, won nicely in Adelaide. So blow my own trumpet. So hit them well early, and then I faded late. But full credit to you, Matty. $100 betting strategy on Animo. Yep, too easy. What a champion.
Yeah, look, it was once they got to the post for the first time, it was a fairly easy wash, to be perfectly honest. We've obviously got somewhat challenged down the straight by on Thunderstruck, but I think J-Mac had a little bit more up his sleeve if needed. So, yeah, absolute champion. And good to see it's heading to Flemington.
Yeah, 100%. It's good because they could easily put it away, never see it again. Have to give credit to James Cummings. Great training performance, especially when they wanted to end it last prep. So he backed himself in. So I say thank you, James, because we're probably going to see a rough result in the Cox Plate. Yeah, he's a dead set champion. I put a poll out during the week because I like to listen to a few judges. And yeah, I was hearing from Sunday, he's the best I've seen. And it wasn't said once, it was said twice. And I was like, you're kidding me. And then I'm like, am I the only one not thinking this? So I put the poll out. Was Animo the best we've seen in your top 5 horses or 6 to 10? He's clearly in my 6 to 10. I don't think he walks the same street as, say, Sunline, Northerly, Might and Powers, Mackay Divas, Winks. So you thinks he's not far off him, but I don't think he's in that same category. I reckon if he goes to the autumn and goes 3 Group 1 wins in a row, I think he does walk the same street, but he's just not there. Your thoughts?
Oh, look, won a Group 1 at 2, 3 and 4.
Yep.
Last year he came second in a Cox Plate to a very, very good horse. So I don't necessarily think it's that far away. Is it a top 5? Look, it might be sneaking into 5th.
Yeah.
Probably got a little bit more work to do to be in consideration of a top 3, especially given the last 10, 15 years that we've had in horse racing in Australia. But in all honesty, it hasn't done a whole lot wrong. So based on its short career, it's had 7 Group 1 wins. Yep. It needs to be in consideration.
Yeah, 100%. And that was just me reeling off weight for age horses. Like, I didn't even put Black Caviar in there. I was just mentioning the best weight for ages we've had, and I've probably missed a couple, and let me know your thoughts if I've missed 1 or 2. But if he won at 3, the Cox Plate, he'd definitely be in my 5. Because So You Think did it.
Yep.
And Seamus Award did it. So
I I think it's sometimes harder to win it when you're a 4-year-old than when you're a 3-year-old, given the weight differential.
Yep.
So look, some will say it wasn't a fantastic field for a Cox Plate, but I'm sorry. You look at the place getters on Thunderstruck and El Bondagon. Well, honestly, it was a very, very good edition of the Cox Plate. Now, I know the sectionals probably don't necessarily line up to the best of all time, but I'm not suggesting it's a Winx Cox Plate. But it's not like it's a run-of-the-mill Group 1. It's the best weight for age race we have in this country.
Yeah, 100%. It's probably, if we could possibly have the best field possible in Australia now, it's probably sitting at about 80%. I think my Overon could have been in there. Like inventory that runs today, this Saturday, could have been in there, but thanks to PVO and his Golden Eagle thoughts, has got it over there. And Think It Over hasn't been seen because it's injured. So I think it was a terrific addition, and I'm not going to pot it at all. I think there's going to be plenty of wars like that next year in the Cox Plate. Hopefully a few more internationals come down to make it even more special.
Absolutely. Just wanted to ask you about Francesco. Well, any reason that's not going to a Melbourne Cup?
Yeah, they didn't pay up in the last payment. They just thought he wasn't going as good enough.
Was that a mistake?
Yeah, huge mistake. You know, I know it costs I wouldn't know the declaration of, I think, what is it, 20,000 maybe? I could be completely way off the mark there, but you've got, if you've paid up all the way to the second and you're still running and you're going to go into Moonee Valley Cups, you've got to pay up and go. But
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, shocked. I thought it could have been a genuine top 5 chance. I bet you J-Mac's pretty happy it's not running.
And mate, Friday night. Wow, what a night of racing that was.
Mate, I've renamed you Jane Bunn after Friday night in the community.
I think I spent more time looking at my radar than what I did at the races.
You were calling the lightning strikes as they were happening, and then 10 seconds later it'd be boom on the TV.
We're sitting here, both the doors open, nice and balmy night, and there was lightning going everywhere, and they're out in the mountain yards. Could not believe it. But
I think, and just my personal view, I'll give credit to the CEO of Moonee Valley for trying to get it to happen. But for me, there was a few wrong things they did, like shunting race 6 and 8, or 6 and 9. The 2 races that got shunted for it to try and get it to happen. Now, if you're owners, you're paying bills for your horse to run, and you've just been shunted because it's a Group 1. Yes, it's probably the right decision, but where's the race now? Where are those races? Are they running this Friday?
Yeah. I understand, and I think you're right. They tried to, it was best intentions, absolute best intentions. So I understand that. And being there, Cox Plate Day, 11 races. That is an effort to get through 11 races, but I'm glad we did to see Ballinipatina. Oh, jeez. Craig Williams, the seas just parted for him.
Yeah, it's off its last run. You could not, if you backed it last start, you had to go again. There was no jumping off it. I knew it would win, but I didn't think by that. It just, I don't know if the field was just no good, or the Friday night took its toll on a few of them, because they looked spent.
Generally at the Valley, if you're that far back, you've got to go quite wide.
Yeah.
C. Williams got the run of the race.
Yeah.
He didn't just have to go up the inside and tight on the rail. He was 3 wide.
Yeah. It was, that's what, and I keep saying it, you put the best jockeys on. They make the best results. And then you look at Astrologist was 4 or 5 wide the whole race, Fred Kersley. You put the lower end jockeys on, that's what's going to happen. They're going to make more mistakes than Craig Williams. Yeah, I just wonder if the field would looked a bit tired because he gapped them. I just wonder if a few of them were ready to go Friday night and then they had to go back to the barn, eat up, tired, wake up, go again. Where normally on a race day they just relax, have a trot and a canter, and that's it. But I wonder if it took its
Well, I think
toll on a few of them.
I think you saw a horse that had a month off and was absolutely pinging.
Yep, yep,
It was ready to go.
yeah. And they pulled
Yeah,
the right rein because they were offered a slot in the Everest and
absolutely.
knocked it back. So I give credit to whoever knocked them back because it was the right one. And would you rather win a Group One or finish fifth and sixth in an Everest? Well, I think that we know the answer to that.
And very unlucky not to do the Moy and Manicato double.
Yeah, 100%. And was be probably one of our best horses this spring if it won it.
It was cracking day for racing.
Yeah, 100%. Buying shares in, cashing out. Oh, no, sorry. Let's go back one segment. I was trying to hide it, but I can't. I just can't live with myself. Pineapple last week. Good things come to an end. Ashford Street. He was good, honest. On the corner, yes, I thought, yep, we're going to go past them. But yeah, just that track being out that wide. I didn't think they'd be that far out by then. Finished third. It's a pass mark, but I do have to pass it on to you, Matty. So good luck. I've sent the benchmark.
Solid day to be handed it on. Thank you. Very solid day to hand it on.
Yeah, especially when I really, really, really like something and it's hurting in my stomach that I've had to pass it on. But that's life. We move on. Buying shares in or cashing out, Matty?
Oh, look, we won't buy shares, we won't cash out, but one acknowledgement. Damien Oliver, he rode one winner last weekend, but I was more impressed at where he was actually putting horses. Honestly, Ollie does come good at the right time of year. And last Saturday was the best I've seen him ride in months. So don't be surprised if Ollie has chosen this week to come good.
Yep. The difference is like Blake Shin will put him in the same spot and he wins, and Ollie just can't take a trick. So yeah, 100%. If you follow jockeys, just keep an eye on them because they could be riding well, just being on the wrong horses. But
yep.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I'm going to buy shares in Arkansas Kid. Reports are it lost 2 plates in the race, and on a track like that was wet, it would have had no grip whatsoever. Now it makes sense to me why it took so long for the horse to get going and get past them. I think this horse has a future. I wouldn't be diving into any prices for any early races. You never know how they come back. It probably has another 7 starts. You don't know, but he is someone that I am keen to keep following. Arkansas Kid. Track stats. Rail, true. Of course it would be. Day one of Derby Grand Final Day. With a few showers more to come. I keep hearing reports it should be a 6 or a 7 the way it's going to drain. A bit of rain tomorrow, but should be okay Saturday. They're only showers, so fingers crossed it drains well. Inside might be avoided early, maybe middle to the later end of the day. So lanes 4 to 7 will be your place to be on Derby Day. Trial trackers haven't got anything because most of them are ready to rock and roll. So there's a couple. I found one that I'll mention in one of the races. We're going to preview races 6, 7, 8. The 3 Group 1s and bets around the grounds and all the normal segments. We'll kick things off with race 6, the Kilmore Stud Stakes, 1,200 metres. Matty, take it away.
Thank you, mate. You want to run through the odds for the top couple?
Yeah, give us 30 seconds.
That's right. While you're doing that, in this race, as you'd imagine for the Kilmore Stud, over 1,200, there is plenty of pace. I think you're going to find horses like Grand Impact, Custodian, Coolangatta, Economics. They're going to be the ones really pushing forward, and there's going to be some right behind it, as you would expect in a 1,200-metre race up the straight. So plenty of pace on. What it does, though, is it opens up chances for the whole field, because all it takes is one and then another to follow to really push a little too hard over the first 400, 500, 600 metres before they get onto that track proper. And then you'll find the ones within the midfields getting toes into this race really come to life. But mate, before I jump in my top four, I got those odds.
I do. So top fixed prices here. We got In Secret, 390. We got Jacano 550. Coolangatta 750. Buenos Noches 850. Grand Impact $9. Economics $13. Best of Bordeaux $20 and $23 plus the rest.
Coolangatta, first one I'll talk about in my top four. Now, obviously, led all the way at Moonee Valley. Look, I expected to go forward here, as I mentioned, and based off the numbers, it'll go exceptionally close. What I don't like, though, is the horse that's going to be leading all the way to win the Coolmore with this much pressure on. So Coolangatta, look, again, wouldn't surprise me that I can't have it on top. In Secret, can't knock this horse whatsoever. Could easily have this on top. Last three runs have been exceptionally good. 1,400 back to 1,200 metres. It's had 5 weeks off. And got J-Mac on board as well. No knocks on this horse. Can see why it's favourite. I haven't got it on top. Best of Bordeaux. Last 3 starts have been exceptional. Run to the Rose behind In Secret. But one against Sweet Ride, which just missed out at Moonee Valley over the weekend, and third to Ballinipatina. So realistically, this horse has got some exceptional form. And again, what I do like about this is being the wide gate. You know where it's going to end up. It's going to end up grandstand side, and it'll be pushing forward, getting a slot in behind the horses like Coolangatta. So it's one that I believe can come off heels and be pushing to the line really late, really strong. On top worm, I've got Jacano. Now, what a run it was in the Golden Rose, and nothing wrong with its Everest run whatsoever. Outside draw, I think it'll just slot in right behind Best of Bordeaux. It'll get a sensational toe into this race, and around that $5.50, $6 mark, I will definitely be having something on it. William, how did you see this Coolmore Studs?
Yeah, I think it's a 2-horse race. I think you've summed it up really the same path that I've seen it. Economics is one of the trial trackers I will mention. Probably picked the wrong race to mention it in, but it was really good first up, smashed them, and then, jump out down the straight. He went well again. Got to remember, this horse was $2 against Grand Impact, Blue Sapphire race, scratched at the barriers. So if you do like Economics, I think you've got to follow again. The SP was $2 and you're getting $13. Now, Grand Impact's $9. So why is Economics more than Grand Impact when it was SPing $2 that day? Doesn't make sense. In Secret, I cannot knock it whatsoever. Its run in the Golden Rose was just awesome. Just knocked off by one that maybe might have been in the lanes in the Golden Rose, but Jacano, I think, backed it up in the Everest. I think he didn't handle the Randwick track, the rise. He sort of, I reckon, for 100 meters, just dawdled, if that's the right word to use, and then really hit his straps the last 100. And I think if he handled the rise, I reckon he finishes in the top 3, maybe pushes the winner. I'll mention Buse here. It's 100 to 1. This horse is going better than form suggests. It's had 2 heavy tracks by I'm Invincible. They do not handle the heavy. So if it gets to a 6 to a 7, I'm happy to have something here small the place. It's had a jump out down the straight at Flemington last Friday. Went basically the same as Economics time-wise. So at 126s, I'm going to have something small to place just in case it shows that massive SP of $1.30 on debut. Really shocked that we're getting hundreds. But I'm going to land with Jacano. As I said, it's going to go down the Home Affairs path here, and we know what Home Affairs did down the straight last start. It was backed off the map, Home Affairs, last year, so I expect Jacano starts with a 4 in front of it. Yeah, just that Coolmore, Everest to the Coolmore, tick. Barrier 16, slight concern. It might be out wider, but if it can get to the middle of the track and the inside stay to the inside, big field, there might be a few gaps for him to go down the middle. And I just think he's going to win because he can knock this prep. Massive first up beat in half cabin, massive second up beat in secret, and I think he finishes closer in the Everest. I think 550 is stupid odds. As I said, in secret, I cannot knock it whatsoever. I'll probably have $200 worth of bonus bets by race 5, so he'll be my saver because I'll be running second and third or fourth, whatever promo you play. But Jacquinot.
Very nice.
$100 strategy. I'm just going to go straight out 100 Jacquinot. Keep it plain and simple. What are you doing?
Mate, 70 on Jacquinot, 20 off Best of Bordeaux. As I said, I think that grandstand side, I always like horses that I like to be on that side. And then I'll corner both of those up. So Jacquinot and Best of Bordeaux. And Worm, you've given me an extra $1 just so I can have something on an outsider. It will be on Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, 100%. And he's the same as Buse by I Am Invincible.
Yes.
Last start, sat second. I think he went well. There's no knock whatsoever. Jockey is a bit of concern, but yep, as I said, mate, that is not the worst bet I've ever seen, and probably play the Quinella Great Barrier Reef in the Buse just in case they run it together and we'll be off to Mexico. But both Jacquinot. Let's go. Vic Derby. I'm going to run through a few of these. The odds. That's what I was looking for. We have the favourite is Berkeley Square, top odds of 340. Sharp and Smart, number 1, around 342 as well. Number 4, Mr. Maestro, $6. Number 5, Pericles, $8. Number 10, Muramasa, $18. And 25 plus the rest. I'm going to start off with one I do not like in this race, and that's Sharp and Smart. Happy to take this horse on. Nice win last start, but I just think it didn't hit the line well enough than I thought it was when I first looked. The extra 500 meters, I don't know if it's going to suit the horse, but 7-day backup float trip down to Melbourne, I just don't like it. I think it's just a price I don't want to get involved in. And nice win last start against Elliptical, whose form backs up from the Guineas with Golden Mile winning on Saturday, but extra 500, no thank you. Pericles, I just think this smells like a bit of a Haitotsu from the prep last year. Attacking the 2,500 meters off a real small prep. It's gone 1,400, 2,000, now 2,500. I thought the step to 14 to 2 was really good. Now on the 7-day backup, extra 500 meters. I thought it had every chance last start. I can't be with it, but this smells really like a Haitotsu with William Buick on board. Smells funny. The 2 I want to be here with is number 7, Manzois. Do not let this horse get under your guard. Willie Pike off. He's a huge upgrade, and this horse was a long way off him last start and worked to the wine very well. 26s now. He's just crazy, and I'm going to have something on this horse because anytime Willie gets off or gets sacked, I'm having something on because he's just riding really bad at the moment. And Michael D could look like a superstar on this horse. And the main bet I'm going to have here is Berkeley Square. His prep has been nothing but outstanding. He's peaking for this. I did mention this back in August, that this will be aimed for the Derby. So if you got on your early tickets, we're sitting nicely. Probably wins the Guineas if it jumps with him. Last start, don't think it handled Moonee Valley until it straightened up and he really attacked the line. 2,500 shouldn't be an issue, and Barrier 5 is the perfect sit for this horse on a bigger track. Matty.
No, very nice. I'll start with one that you mentioned at odds. Manzois. Chris Waller, only runner in the Derby, and Mickey D on board now. I know not everyone's a fan of Mickey D, but as you said, he could be made to look like an absolute superstar here. Take you back to a benchmark 72 where it ran over 1,800, flashed home, just missed. ran the championship or the champion last start with Willie on board. Just got too far back. Did run on, but at odds, I'll be including this in my exotics, and I'll probably be having something small for the win as well. Grand Piero, Geelong Classic winner. Now, went back and was out wide, almost last round the bend. And it just gained ground going around the bend without the jockey asking it to do anything, which is always impressive. No pressure, and it looked like it was on a bit of a treadmill. The other horses, it just went around them very, very comfortably, which is always nice to see. I checked the odds, and I thought, well, this has got to be, I don't know, 10, 12, 16s. It's at $34. So Grand Piero, again, one at odds that it's going to run the 2,500 very, very comfortably. And I believe that it's based on that Geelong Classic form, will match up quite well within this race. But look, the two that I did like up the top of the field from a ratings point of view, Sharp and Smart. Now, hear everything you said around why you're not going to be on board. And I'm going to find it tough to actually put it in my betting strategy, but I have got it second rated within this field. 2,000 plus tick for me. J-Mac on board tick. Soft track tick. Top rating horses within a Derby field. Absolute tick. It'll get a cracking run from barrier number 3. Like J-Mac is just going to jump, sit behind a few, and decide when he wants to peel out. So if you do like Sharp and Smart, I won't be talking you out of it. But at 340, I find it really difficult to be backing it. On top, Mr. Maestro, last start 5 wide around the bend. Look, what I liked about the run though was it ran through the line exceptionally well. And if you have a look at the horse, its head was perfectly positioned. It wasn't struggling, which indicates that it wants further. So the step up from 2,000 to 2,500 will be no issues for this horse whatsoever. D-Lane on board, out wide, not a concern. It's going to go forward. It'll probably sit a little bit wider. Don't be surprised if it could actually sit 3 wide round the bend, but it'll slot in. Damien Lane will find a position for this horse. And I've got Mr. Maestro on top, paying around about that 650 mark at this stage.
Betting strategy. What are you going to do?
Mate, Mr. Maestro on top, 70 for the win. Grand Piero 10 at 35s. And Manzois 10 at 26s.
Wow.
Leaves us with 10 left over. We're going to exotic those up, and I will be throwing Sharp and Smart in.
I'm going to just go $90 at Berkeley Square. So we're going to go very different here. But we're going to align here with Manzois. I think it is massive overs. I think it's stupid. It ticks every box, and I think it finishes in front of Sharp and Smart with a reverse of rides and barriers. So Berkeley and Manzois for me.
Good to see well, I think we've touched on quite a lot of the same in terms of what we've been seeing. But what I don't disagree on, in the derbies, always start looking at the top 5, 6, 7 horses.
Yep.
That's your starting point.
Yep.
Don't go too much further. So for your betting strategies, weight it up there.
Yeah, definitely. And especially like Manzois, especially at the big odds at 26s, you can use a bonus bet on it. Which brings me into the next part of what I'm going to say here is about bonus bets. This Saturday, if you can refrain yourself from using your bonus bets, save them for Cup Day, because we know how difficult Cup Day is, and you're just going to burn a lot of money on crap horses, crap races, and that's what your bonus bets are for, because normally the bookies will only offer you the first couple of races. If any, some will offer you none. Hold on to them, because that's when you can really you maybe spend all of your bank, but you've spent all your bonus bets and you've done absolutely no damage. So keep it in mind.
So you're saying on Saturday, just make sure you tip winners. If they don't, bank them.
Yep.
Leave it for Tuesday. Okay,
Yeah,
done.
find your bookie that has the best promos for Saturday, and use and abuse. That's how I'll say it. Tab Empire Rose, Fillies and Mares, 1600. I was going to preview it, but I was going to be the shortest of previews of my career, this one. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Matty, because I ain't talking about any horse except one. So you might as well run through the potential dangers of this race.
Okay. Do we need to go through any odds, or we'll just leave the odds alone for this?
Also, no, we'll go through
$10.
We'll go through one horse. It's odds. It's 255 Le Creek.
250. It's drifted. Okay, good. Now, I started at the top of this field, went down, did my form, and very, very quickly found that there wasn't a whole lot of depth to this race. I'm looking at the top 5 horses, and they are all even Stevens. From how I rate these horses, they all run around +2 versus benchmark. So I can't really split these, and the odds are anywhere from $11 to $34. So if this is an even playing field with the rest of the field, that's exactly how I have these top 5, which are a standout from everyone except for one horse. So Ice Bath, Nimley, Kisson, All Four Cheeks, Kiku, and Excelita, all very, very similar. And realistically, I struggle to split them. So if you did want to find some value and use one of those bonus bets that Worm told you not to use, that's where I'd be looking. However, the difference being, there's a horse in this race that's probably going to run +4 versus benchmark, twice as good as the rest of these. So it's quite difficult when you're trying to do the form on a horse that hasn't raced in Australia, hasn't raced on Australian tracks. How did you see Le Creek shaping up against this field?
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time for this horse to come down. It makes me very nervous, this horse, because I can only talk about one horse, and it's this horse. I think this horse has huge potential, and this horse will be winning. It's a superstar that's lightly raced, and it will show Australia why this horse is $2.55 and probably starts $2.20. J Mac on board, huge tick. I cannot rate that any more higher. Only bad luck gets this beat, which I don't think there'll be any, because he'll be 3 wide with a bit of cover. If you look at upside and progressive, no horse is in that category that's running. Hinge and Fangirl are out, so we can't talk about them. If I want to pick a horse that's going to take me to another place, to a Group 1 next year, like big Group 1s, it's the only horse. It's run last prep, pissed in at 1600 Group 3. Avondale Guineas, pissed in. Should have won the New Zealand Derby at $1.30, and I'm still trying to find that jockey's bank account details to see what sort of payment he took for that ride. I'm joking, of course. But then came back, and I was a bit skeptical. SP'd $5, and I thought, oh, is she going to be anywhere near that? But I thought it was a terrific run on a heavy to get even that close. It loomed to win, and I thought, oh my God, she's back. But just run out of breath, and then last start, Group 1, as the race went on, it just got stronger, and I'm bloody excited for this race. I can't wait for 5 o'clock, because my rear end will be just tightening right up, because I'm going to have a fair dinkum crack at this horse and give it an almighty cheer at 5 o'clock. I can't talk about anything else but it.
So you're on Nimley?
Yeah, I'm on Nimley at 100.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she's lickety split at the weights. Yes, you got to respect that. They're definitely respecting its race out of the Guineas, which I thought was weak. So interesting that it's that short at $7. But yeah, I just can't. I think this horse is a potential Cox Plate horse next year, Le Creek. I'm just going to say betting strategy 100 win. You?
Very nice. Well, mate, I'll be going $70 on Le Creek and $30 on a trifecta standout with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running second, third.
Yeah, nice. Yep. Try and buy some value.
Yes.
Yep. Not not bad bet, that one. So yeah, I think we know where I'm heading with Le Creek, everyone. So I could be bunkering in at about 4:55 and being real nervous, and phone will be off, and the police might be called at 5:02 when it salutes because there's going to be an almighty roar. WhatsApp, if you want to come and join, guys, please DM. We're ready. We're starting to ramp things up with the bets. There's so many US sport on. There is bets flying everywhere. We had a play at the NBA, same game multi lobbed around 5-1. So our man is starting to hit his straps after a slow start. There's some fat multis coming down to their last leg for this weekend. More importantly, I gave the community this week my thoughts on the international runners and how I think they will go. And I think there might be a clear standout if the track stays where it stays. And yeah, it's been a good week. So if you want to come and join, you know what to do. Hit one of us up and we'll put you in.
How do you reckon Brett's feeling right now?
Yeah, he's a nuss would be the same as mine with that multi last leg going into the Golden Eagle race.
Yeah, going into the Golden Eagle, and he's got one going into. He's got a few.
Yes.
And hasn't outlaid too much either.
No.
Big weekend for Brett.
Yeah, multi John's taken a backward step this week. He's had to sit in the passenger and just let Brett's just he's got the bat and ball when he's ready to hit him out of the park.
We know Johnny listens because he usually texts around about this time saying, "Where is the podcast?"
Yeah, and then Johnny, 10 minutes in, he's going, "Thanks for the mention."
Johnny, we want to see these multis that are paying this weekend.
Yes, 100%. And as I said, it's the community. You just share your bets, guys, because I'm not going to get it right all the time. Matty's not going to get it right all the time. And someone does step up to the plate and goes on a heater. So it's good to see. You just send your bests. There's been a couple of guys that send 1 or 2 bets a week and they don't miss. So
no.
All free, no paywalls, nothing. We're not in it to make money, guys. We're in it to just have fun and have a community talk utter rubbish and have the ultimate sickness of betting. Around the grounds, Matty, where are you heading for yours?
We'll try and get us off to a flyer at Flemington. The one I like there is Pungo, around about 340, 350. J-Mac on board. Look, it only won its maiden last start, but this is an impressive horse. First up, just wasn't really suited. But here at Flemington, over 1,600 metres, I think he's going to be exceptionally well suited. I will be having a small saver on Sandpaper. That's probably the one I see challenging Pungo, but I do have Pungo on top. So for around the grounds, we'll try and get us off to a flyer at Flemington. Worm?
Yeah, mate, I will definitely agree with that. This smells like Espiona 2.0. Coming out of Warwick Farm. Espiona came out of Warwick Farm, I believe, last year and gapped them. I'm not going to say this horse is going to gap him, but it's not like Chris Waller to throw him in the deep end straight away like that. So the way it ran last start, I think it oozes talent, and I think it might be the Espiona 2.0.
Just got that easy kill last start.
Yep, 100%. And Huey off for J-Mac. Tick. I'm heading up to Sydney for my 2. I know I said in the community I'm not going near Sydney, but I found 2 that you've got to have something on here. Race 3, number 4, Waterford. Huey gave it no chance last start. It's $2.50 into $1.90 now. I think it just wins. It won't be. It will be out the back, but it won't be trying to come through the field like Huey did. Should have come to the outside, down the outside and win, and that's what T. Berry's going to do. It just wins because It's $1.90, and it's a good horse. I'm going to move over to race 7 here, the Nature Strip, the main sprint of the day. I'm going to be with Masked Crusader here. It's totally against how I do my betting, but Willie Pike off, T-Berry on. It's a tick and it's a bet. Huge upgrade. Plus, forget last start. Willie just, I don't know what he was doing. He half sat up on it, and then the last 200, he's like, oh, this horse has got something. I can guarantee you the camp sacked him for that ride, and T-Berry goes on. He's going to be eager to get this. Now, the reason I'm going with this is because Eduardo pulled up with a lame last start. So concerned. Private Eye has barrier 12. He's going to be at the back and running on with us. Slight concern. Marzu, synthetic hoof for the first time on a potential good track. No thanks. So that tells me something's wrong with its feet. Lost and Running was scratched out of the Everest due to an issue last start. I think maybe bloods weren't right or something. But how can you be backing it off that? Now, they're all horses that are under $10, and they're asking us to take $11 because Willie butchered it last start. I'm happy to have something on. More 1x3 play. That's Masked Crusader. Anything else you got, Matty?
No, mate. I was on Masked Crusader last start, so a little bit gun shy there. What I did like out of the Everest was Private Eye. I thought that run was exceptional. So I think I'll be having something on both. I agree. The ride from Willie was atrocious. Good to see you're on the T-Berry train up in Sydney.
Yeah. With J Mac down here.
Yep.
It's I'm putting a bit of faith in T-Berry, so yeah, he should be all right.
Absolutely. Good. Like it.
Multi-time, I'm going to chuck in Masked Crusader, of course I will, and I'm going to chuck in Pungo because, I 100% with Matty's thoughts. Place. Matty?
Mate, Jacquinot for the place. We could very well go the win, but we will try and get 4 from 4 this time round. And Light Infinity up in Sydney. So first start in Australia, I think it'll be top 3 comfortably for Kirima and Eustace.
Yeah, you've got to believe the noise they're making, and Jamie Spencer stays in Australia to ride it, and he is ridden at every start in Europe. So that tells me it's a good horse. Just hopefully he doesn't do the steer like he did on Gold Trip, and we should be okay.
You might be mentioning Gold Trip on Melbourne Cup preview.
Yep, and that will be out Sunday night, guys, runner by runner. Hopefully a few bets around the meeting, but yeah, I'm keen for the Melbourne Cup. I like one without even knowing the field. So
very good. Look forward to it.
That multi comes at $18 the place. The all-important pineapple of the week. Matty, where are you going?
Is this mine?
Yes, it's yours.
Sorry, mate, I wasn't prepared. I thought it was just a given that you would have the pineapple on Derby Day.
Yes, it still hurts. Yep.
What I will do, I'll make you a deal.
Yep.
I think I know the horse that we're going to be going after.
Yep, Nimmerly.
Okay. Pineapple of the week will be on Le Creek.
Yep.
I don't think I need to mention too much after your 10-minute rant on it. So, Le Creek, I find it very difficult to see how it does get beat on the weekend. So, Nimmerly will be the pineapple.
Yep. Well said. I've never felt confident in a horse like this before, so it makes me very, very nervous. I could be down an absolute shitload by the end of Derby Day, and could be selling myself on the end of the street looking for money for Cup Day, or I could be sailing nicely.
Well, mate, you won't need to do that because you'll be stacked to the sky with bonus bets for Cup Day.
Yeah. That's the idea. That is, I'm hoping to win so I can place Chip down, but I think it's a betting card Derby Day, so that's quite scary. That is very scary for me.
Looking forward to it as always. Yep. Derby Day, just group racing everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. We'll be back Sunday night. probably the same time as tonight and doing runner by runner. And we will, that'll be it. Anything else to add, Matty?
No, mate. Black ties on, and boys and girls, enjoy. It's a cracking day of racing.
Yep, always is, and can't wait to see what transpires, because come Tuesday's Sunday night's podcast could be quite interesting. Could be very interesting. Thank you all. Hopefully you fill your pockets up. More importantly, I hope we filled your pockets up, and have a good week, and we'll speak to you in 3-4 days' time for Melbourne Cup Day.
I'm not a good person, but it just goes to show that good things do happen to bad people. So anyone out there who's up against the wall, fucking stick to it. Every cent you got, your rent, your electricity bill, if you're going to buy your missus a ring, don't fucking do it. Keep punting. Keep fucking punting.